discussing. Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Junior.
George.
Did I say Junior? Because you were a duplicate in terms of names of Professor Nekamba, a retired Supreme Court judge, and also accomplished in his own right. And in fact, I want to remember when we were launching the book just before this one, he stated that the trails of a lion are only seen by the bones or the carcasses. You remember? Yeah, you were there. Yes, we totally admire and congratulate you, Professor and Justice. The latest book, which is The Defeat of President Museveni, it is actually the latest and incorporates even issues that we faced in terms of the 2021 elections last year. I congratulate my land friends. I have seen all these fleet of lawyers and those students. Well, this book has 14 chapters. It's 13 chapters. Yeah, and it's really nice to read. I actually picked it and I was in a taxi and I was reading through it, and it was taking me through like I was on a journey, being taken on a journey on a bumpy road by Professor. By the way, I'm also the vice chairperson of the Kanyahamba Foundation, and by choice. There are so many things that I resonate with in this nice book. But then I will restrict myself in the interest of time to the unacceptable face of the NRM party at page 84. And the precursor to that actually is where Professor says, in fact, what I like so much is where he says, before 1986, let me quote you, Professor, and since then, President Museveni and NRM leadership have given lip service to the rule of law, democracy, transparency, and accountability. In practice, however, they have done the reverse. And what is worse, deliberately. When I was a schoolboy, lying was a vice, but under the NRM party, it is a virtue. Yeah. I'm quoting him. So it is normal, it is okay to lie under the NRM. That is the unacceptable face of the NRM party. To the extent when Kakwenza is tortured, a minister comes out and opens his mouth and he tweets on his social media a naked lie that these days the generation is obsessed with the drugs and identities. All the marks on Kakwenza's back could easily have been tattoos. Can you believe that? And here, Professor rightfully put it. Then, I also would like us to share that Professor rightfully puts it down on pen and paper with the most, the bravery at that age. He says the policies of NRM party, however misguided or damaging, are the ultra and omega imperatives of governance in Uganda. Lo and behold, you just see the prints of it implemented, whether it's the local government, whether it's the lip service to the women in Uganda, you bring them. It reminds me of one time where one of the leaders in Uganda says, the NRM governs you like they have already eaten the food. It is meat. Definitely at the time I grew up, meat was very rare. We used to eat meat only on Christmas Day. Forget where these days you have meat for breakfast and meat for lunch and in all kinds of names. So they have the food on a sania, big sania. They finish to eat and then they grab a few of you and then rub your lips on the sania and then show it out and says, please, you have been eating with us, when actually you have not even tasted that food. This professor has brought out so well. And another that resonates with us, that, you know, I like his humor, that since then, a lot of water has gone under the Uganda political bridge. The president has gained absolute power under the NRM party flag. President Museveni exercises that power absolutely. Anyone standing in his way, he's branded an enemy and he's liable to be crushed. Lo and behold, you have all, whether in terms of the politically active people like you. How many times our families are afraid and friends are afraid that we will be, you know, is it on? People are afraid. Political identity in opposition now is like a death sentence. Your friends, do not call me. Please, Lina, we are with you, but do not call us. Because, you know, we fear the risk. Lo and behold, it is not only for us who speak. Professor has shown us that everybody is targeted, so long as, even within the NRM, so long as you do not utter anything to correct Museveni's excesses. Now the sun is, I don't know what. So I want to say that in this book, Professor makes you to reflect whether to continue to keep quiet and be led to the slaughter like a sheep, or to speak. And then people know your position and look out to you. And finally, which is related to the unacceptable face of the NRM party, is that President Museveni believes that government can do anything it wants. Here, page 63, he believes that government can do anything it wants, provided it has the power and the numbers to do it. But do they still have the numbers? Do they still have the numbers? He is now more with the sun. And the bootlickers. He and the NRM now govern Uganda by law and not under the law. In this context, the NRM party, with its greatest number of MPs in the legislature, then is now depicted and held out as the supreme sovereignty of Uganda. I want to end by quoting one time when the Deputy Attorney General currently was, we belong to some group of Catholic lawyers or faith-based lawyers. And when he was appointed, they had a guest of honor, Chris Rwakasisi, who is also the presidential advisor. And when Christ the King, that was not so long ago, but before I became politically, you know. So that was 2020. And then Chris had this to tell us, said, you people, the lawyers, you may occupy any powerful offices, your worship, your what, yeah, state attorney and so on. But let me share with you one thing. At the time I was in the ministry, we were in a government, a voted government. I felt so powerful, and I felt His Excellency Obote was God the Father Almighty, and I was His Son Jesus Christ, because I could I could order for anything, you know, anything. My words were final. That was the level at which he was trusted by the president. He was sharing with us. But when that power was lost, before he knew it, he was kneeling before prison warders, squatting before them. So use your power, we in faith. And he finally advised, your power does not come from you. Your power comes from an almighty being. You must respect it, and you must respect people. You must consult people. You must not rely on your power, because your power is powerlessness. That is what Professor has enabled us in this book to reflect on. And I believe in it very strongly. And indeed, the defeat of President Museveni is for us to know that people like Professor Kanyahamba have the audacity, the courage, the duty to inform in writing the dirt that is going on, that has gone on for 36 years. This is evidence ab initio. Thank you so much, Professor. Well done. And I would urge everybody to read, translate this book.
Before I leave to the next speaker, still, he brings up a point, a quote actually, what someone was mentioning about that all cats have 4 legs, still on the face. My dog has 4 legs, therefore my dog is a cat. What are your insights about that briefly? Topic you discussed.
Yes.
He says that it's the last article actually.
Yes, I've seen it.
All cats have 4 legs.
Yeah.
My dog has 4 legs. Therefore, my dog is a cat.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to share what do you think about that?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's actually the conclusion. It's a very powerful quote. And it's a very powerful quote which starts by actually another quote where he says that where there is a will, corruption shall surely be defeated. Where there is a will. But where you are telling IGG that please go slow, these are investors. These are not corrupt people. Eh? And then you recycle one from the office of the Prime Minister, the most corrupt, and then you take to Ministry of Gender. You recycle blatantly. What does that say? And then also he says another description of the NRM party. All cats have 4 legs. My dog has 4 legs. Therefore, my dog is a cat. My dog is a cat. It is not a dog. Eh? And there are so many cases of this. These are not corrupt people. These are investors. Don't scare them. No. That one, do not touch him. Do not touch him. From the OPM, we have been there where there have been all these supplies, the corruption scandals, whether it is the plastic pangas to what were those, the stones in the with those that were sent to the refugees and the internally displaced persons, the food with the glass. That's when we started calling the world food problems, you know. Yes, I was up north and it was OPM doing all these things. It was the OPM supplying all kinds of the rubbish, and then people, and I didn't know they had even exported it to Libya. Thanks be to Professor that, yes. So to me, recycling people, not only the corrupt people, rewarding violence. I am the one who brutalized the opposition, especially NUP in northern Uganda. So I deserve to be the Speaker of Parliament. Eh? I am the one who brutalized the people in Kasese. So I need to be taken on promotion to Somalia. And that's what has been happening. Cleansing the most crude people, rewarding violence, rewarding corruption. And I'm telling you, what else can we say? Professor has given us a rope, a very long rope, by the way, to hang NRM and to hang Museveni and to hang Muhoozi. Thank you.